Candles are burning behind the windows of millions of Ukrainians today in memory of those whose lives were taken by the Holodomor. The Grain Procurement Plan for 1932 is a small pamphlet of several pages which has become a death sentence for millions of Ukrainians. From 3 to 3.5 million people died from artificial famine on the territory of Ukraine in 1932-1933. The number of victims throughout the Soviet Union is estimated at 7 million. Historians are sure that the authorities of the USSR, headed by Stalin, deliberately created a massive famine in order to suppress the Ukrainian national liberation movement.
The communist regime in Ukraine began its punitive operation against Ukrainians as a national group. Stalin was afraid of the resistance of this group. The entire communist regime was afraid that the Ukrainians would rise up and gain independence. Both the regime that organized the Holodomor and the one that is its successor, Russian Federation, they did and are doing everything to prevent the restoration of the truth about this cynical crime that took millions of lives.
Until 2022, 17 countries officially recognized the Holodomor as a genocide of the Ukrainian people. After 2022, 5 more countries did it. Moldova and Ireland were the last to adopt the corresponding declaration. The Romanian parliament recognized the Holodomor as a crime against humanity. The German resolution was next. International recognition of the artificial famine organized by the Soviet authorities as a genocide of the Ukrainian people is especially important at the present time, Volodymyr Zelensky underlined.
Your recognition of the Holodomor as a genocide of people and a crime against humanity is more important than ever today. Together we restore historical justice and gain the free future of Europe. Volodymyr Zelensky, President of Ukraine, on Twitter.
Russia does not recognize its responsibility for millions of deaths. There is not even a mournful, memorable date in the Federation. Millions of deliberately killed by USSR are forgotten. The Russian invaders are also trying to destroy any reminder of the Holodomor in the temporarily occupied Ukrainian territories. Russia not only denies its guilt, but also seeks to repeat the tragedy of the past.
If we are talking about the theft of Ukrainian grain, the theft of some property of Ukrainians, then these are now accomplished facts. In early 1920s and 1930s, the forced collectivization of the Ukrainian peasantry took place and everything was taken. This was made not only to drive people to collective farms, but the authorities took all Ukrainian property primarily for the foreign policy, geopolitical goals of the Soviet leadership. Now we see exactly the same things.
The aggressive country blocks ports and exports thousands of tons of Ukrainian grain and sunflower oil. All this is aimed at destroying the Ukrainian economy, make the situation in the country's importers of agricultural products unstable, and conduct a propaganda campaign against Ukraine. Allegedly, Ukraine does not want to supply food itself.
Russia is again trying to do what its predecessors could not finish in 1932-1933. Today, a full-scale invasion by Russia has the same goal: to destroy Ukrainian identity through physical destruction, creating conditions incompatible with life.
In the modern Russian-Ukrainian war, grain procurement plans were replaced by instructions from the relevant departments of the Russian administrations, and people in cities and villages temporarily not controlled by Kyiv stand in kilometer-long queues for bread. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Valeria Nekipelova, UATV News.